What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports, the Houston, Texas Homer Network. It means we're talking all sports, only Houston. You gotta pardon me. I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. When we're talking all sports, only Houston, that means we are Houston, Texas Homer Network. Not just Texans, but Texas, Houston, H-Town, the house, the city, where it goes down, where everybody and their mama want to move to all of a sudden. You know, we overcrowded. Ain't no more room. Get y'all asses out of here. We don't need no more transplants. You know, well, we'll keep the one transplant from Cali, but the rest of y'all, we don't need y'all. We don't need all you out of towners, New Yorkers, and all that other extra shit. Take y'all asses back where you came from. And this bandwagon I see is starting to fill up a little bit as well. We'll address that a little bit later. But again, my name is Ed Honcho. I got two gentlemen from the round getting down today as we talk some Texans. Who do we have joining us in the mix this evening? Watch the Dynamo. Uh, players fuck up and players fuck up in a major way. I did change something right before the deal. It would not be the sauce. It would not be the sauce if I did not. Give me just 1 second. Uh Try that again. Anybody? Somebody?
Yo, it's your boy Wise. What's good? What's good? What's good? Where y'all at? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get the Patreon, hit that free 99. It ain't free 99, but we just retired 99 in the stands. Welcome to Salt Sports. That's all I gotta say. I was just making sure mic check, mic check.
Might check. Players fuck up. And Honcho a big player, so big players gonna have big fuck ups, baby. And as Hector was saying, it's good to see Mr. Hector, man. Watch the Dynamo. Make sure you check out Insert Name FC podcast, right? All of you so-called football lovers, you like that pixie and you don't like the real football. I'm talking about the football with the feet. But let's get into it. Y'all know we do a thing around here called the Sauce Nation Roll Call. Hey, rep your side with pride if you are from the city. If you're not from the city, man, wherever you may be, nationwide, if you got love for the sauce got love for you. So let me know where you're at. We're gonna send a little bit of digital love your way while y'all drop that in the chat of me and rep your hood, block, avenue, cul-de-sac, boulevard, street, circle, military ranking, last grade you passed. Hey, look, I didn't read the chat. I've been reading the chat for years. I know a couple of y'all some high school dropouts. Okay, it's okay, and I'm not knocking that. I still fuck with you. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Make sure you go get the GED, complete it, and move on with life. But yeah. So whatever you rep, however you identify, however you get down, man, go ahead, drop that in the chat. We're gonna send some love your way. But we're gonna be talking about a couple of things today, man. We're gonna talk about light skin CJ. You know what I'm saying? CJ with the good hair. And we're gonna talk about why I do think this is only the beginning. I believe, yesterday I was talking while I was chopping it up, and I try to let go. I still have little bits of approbation because of things that have happened with the Texans in the past. I'm gonna tell y'all why I let that go and why I am now all aboard. I'm no longer being reserved about my feelings. And we're gonna rock with it. But let's see what we got in the chat real quick, and then we're gonna rock. Uh-oh. No, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all in just a second. I'm gonna explain. Let's see what we got in the mix. I see Jabari, DeMarkey, Arab Gotti, Purple Drake. What's the motherfucking deal? Watch the film. Dallas Burns, Dylan Terrell, Wink in the building. Say it's time for the slanders. Yes, much slanders. Robert Solis, Arturo Beckett, Antoine Smith, Master Race, Press Ryle, God DK. Let me see. Robert Solis repping that Dynamo already. Let me see. Look, if I missed you, I ain't dish you, baby. Uh, Big B say I need that slander. Mudbone Acres home in the building already. What? Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to even read that. That's terrible. So shout out to all of y'all. So let's get into it, man. Um, we've all been watching light skin CJ play the last 4 weeks or so. So you say preseason, you say training camp, however far back you want to go since he's been in a Texans uniform. Um, and there's been a big turnaround with a lot of people in this fan base who initially were not fans. And I'll be honest, like initially I was neither here nor there, right? Because I had other concerns going on. So I was neither here nor there. See, I'm not going to act like, oh, I was big. Yeah, we got to get shit. He's the one. I was neither here nor there, right? But I was all in on everything else that was going on, the moves that were being made. I was all in on the fact that they took a risk and then backdoored and took another risk. So I'm all in on the Texans being aggressive because that's something I've complained about for years, right? And it looks like that energy is carried over not only from the draft, but to the team and how it plays itself, right? And so this mentality is very, at least especially to the defense. I see a lot more aggression coming out of this defense than I'm used to. But the reason why I say I think we've only seen the best of the beginning of light skin CJ is because CJ's been playing with, a patchwork offensive line. And we're about to get back to, well, one you could say of the best tackles in the game, but two of the better tackles in the game. People are going to vacillate on Titus. I'm not going to do no Titus bashing today. I'm not going to do no Titus hating today. Again, people are going to have their opinions on that, right? But you're going to get two starters back. So speaking of the two starters, the two bookends, how much of an impact does the return of Laramie Tunsil and Titus Howard improve CJ's game? Let's start with Mr. Wiseman. What are your thoughts?
Man, you talking about the sunflower seed boys on the sideline 2 weeks ago. They was eating some sunflower seeds. They was watching us getting our ass kicked by the Indianapolis Colts in that home stadium. They was sitting on the sideline looking at CJ getting killed. It's about time they get back. It's about time. It's funny because and I don't know, I ain't no doctor, I ain't this, I ain't doing that. But it's real funny, it's real investigations that Tavier Thomas broke his hand and he back at practice the same day that Tunsil get back. So it was like, oh man, this is real interesting. Tunsil, you've been out since the preseason at 2 days after you signed that contract. And we love Tunsil, we love Titus, but it's real interesting. And then you look at this boy Tonsils. I mean, this is another man, bro. Let me tell you about this man, Tonsils, bro. He knew on the first week he missed against the Colts. He like, well, we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see if he's gonna be able to play on Sunday before the game. That didn't happen. Last week we found out on Saturday. I mean, the week after we found out on Saturday. I mean, last week we found out earlier, like Friday, Saturday, he wasn't playing this game. This Sunday, once we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers ass, Tunsil was on Twitter retweeting Titus. They both some Twitter fingers, both of our tackles. I love them, but they some Twitter fingers. They on Twitter talking about, oh yeah, next week gonna be so fun. Oh, so now that we winning, now y'all want to be ready to play, huh? We need to do some investigation. Come on, dog. It's about time that they will be back. It's gonna help CJ Stroud tremendously, just to be honest. But I mean, this has been a makeshift offensive line. We miss a guy, we put in a guy, we fill in here. We traded for Josh Jones. We had to plug him in at left guard. Then we had to plug him in at left tackle because Tunsil get hurt. Last week we pick up Jerron Christian because Josh Jones got hurt. George Fant, the only one that's been really holding it down on that right side. And George Fant, he struggled in the preseason. He struggled tremendously in preseason. He struggled in training camp. But we did see some improvement from George Fant going into the regular season. Now today, the reports was that they had an offensive line where on the first team offensive line, they had Tunsil at left tackle, they had Titus at left guard, they had Jared Patterson at center, Shaq Mason at right guard, and George Fant at right tackle. I think that's the perfect offensive line. Jared Patterson, just because and I know Juice Scruggs about to get ready to come back, just because these guys is coming back from injury, the guys that been playing good and been having this offensive line be at a consistent pace and providing protection for CJ, not all of them been doing that, but the ones that have been, they deserve their spot right now until proven otherwise. So I think that's the perfect offensive line because we don't have another option at left guard, and I know people want to see Titus at right tackle, and he's not the best at guard, but he's the best option at guard for us right now. We know Michael Dieter can't do it at guard. We know Jimmy Morrissey can't do it at guard. And when we look at this offensive line, we like to run the ball to the left a lot. Just watching the games, we run the ball to the left a lot. But it's going to be real pivotal. And having Titus and Tunsil together, two guys that we already seen play next to each other in the past before we moved Titus back to right tackle, it's going to help the running game a lot tremendously. And we got to get that run game going. We got to kill some time of possession off the clock. And we need to continue to protect CJ Stroud. We gave up 0 sacks last week. We gave out 0 sacks against the Jaguars. We need to have 0 sacks. I guarantee if Tunsil and Titus give up a sack, you know how much slanders they finna get this week? They finna get the ultimate slanders. Because you telling me we had all these backup, these third string guys giving up no sacks, and then you put in your starters, the sunflower seed boys, and they come out here and they giving up sacks. They just both got paid $75 million to Tonsils, 50 something million to Titus. Come on, big dog. We need y'all to go ahead, beat them security, beat them I don't know, Secret Service, protect your quarterback, let CJ Stroud be able to operate in pocket. Because when you look at CJ Stroud, he's a pocket passer. He's a guy that likes to sit back. And of course he's been getting the ball out of his hands quick. But if he have that extra second, it allows the play to develop a little bit more. Maybe the receiver can cut, go up the field on a post route. Those underneath routes start to open up a little bit more, and maybe we could see more of those big plays. And I know somebody was in the comments yesterday. Wise, they did have big plays. They had the one play to Ting. They had the one play to Nikos. Stop. That's 2 plays the whole season. It's a quarter of the season. That's 2 whole plays, and that play to Nico was a yak yard. So we need to continue to protect CJ. We need to allow this guy to dissect defenses because that's what he is. He remind me of Rodgers. Not the Rodgers before the drugs. Let me say that Rodgers before the drugs. He remind me of Rodgers. He remind me of Brady's. He remind me of Manning's. He remind me of one of those quarterbacks that can just sit in the pocket, operate, get the ball out quick, let the plays develop, and dissect defenses. So I think it would be a huge impact for these guys to be back, and it's good to see the Sunflower Seed boys back.
The fucking sunflower seed boy. Look at this spitting seeds on the sideline. Hector, man, you're getting 2 big boys back to come back and protect the what looks like to be the Texans franchise quarterback. For real this time, no mulligans. How do you think that's going to impact what we've seen from CJ already, and does that only lead to further elevate the star status he's starting to achieve?
Kind of like what Wise was saying. I mean, it's crazy what he's already been able to do with just very little time that he gets in the pocket. So you're hoping that having Tunsil and Titus on the left side will help alleviate that, especially also help with the run game. And I mean, there's a lot of pressure on them too, because I mean, just like Wise mentioned, they both got paid. So I mean, now it's time to put up or shut up. We need to. You guys, getting made fun of for having sunflower seeds on the sidelines. It's not a good look, especially when your team's getting beat. But now this team looks completely different from those first 2 games this season, and obviously the fans want to see more. And time is something that we always talk about is very important, and especially for a quarterback, being able to see the plays see it actually be followed through, and not having to feel like he needs to rush or get out of the pocket and make the throws, or just having to go get yards. But so far, I've been excited about seeing CJ. I'm actually glad that we ended up getting him and not the other guy. So I think Tunsil and Titus Howard should definitely be big boost for this offensive line.
Okay, I absolutely agree. Yeah, because you're not gonna be too happy with 125, 130 million sitting on the sideline not protecting your star quarterback. You know what I mean? You need that. And again, like a bar has been set. Because, like you said, they haven't given up sacks. You have a patchwork offensive line that hasn't given up sacks. So if you're talking about two guys that are highly paid, and I mean, a bar has been set. You come in and you start giving up sacks. It's going to be a question. Texas fans are going to start. Do we really need? I mean, you know how Texas fans get, because they get overly irrational on one end of the spectrum or other. It only take one game to do so. So you come in and you give up a sack, or Tunsil come off with that false start action. People gonna lose their shit. They're gonna be talking about trade him. They're gonna be talking about, people gonna go crazy and all that other stuff. But I really want to think about this too. I got a question. And so my thing is, how much of this is, this offensive line being able to do their job, or CJ being a good enough quarterback that it makes it easy for them to do their job? What you got there, Mr. Wise?
That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be that fan. Let one of them sorry bastards give up a sack. Let one of them sorry bastards go and do a false starts. Yeah, I'm gonna be that fan. Yeah, don't worry, because we've been giving Tunsil all this love all this time, but bruh, come on, bruh. Now he acting like sunflower seed boy, backpack boy Bryce. Like, bruh, come on, bruh. Like, ain't no excuses. You didn't have all this time off. You better be coming prepared. You're the best tackle in the game. We understand that. We understand we need you. As much as I slander you, we know that we need you, bro. We know we need you. We know you're one of the best in the game. We're gonna give you your credit. You're the big dog. But yeah, I think it's a part of it is like I said, bro. I don't know. At this point, we got the Colts offensive line coach, and we seen what he did with Quentin Nelson. We seen what he did with Braden Smith. We seen what he did with Anthony Costanzo. We seen what he did with that offensive line over there after they cleaned up that situation with Andrew Luck. Because when we remember when they first got Andrew Luck was getting killed. And that was a part of the reason why he retired early, because he was taking a lot of beating to his body from those sacks, and he was one of the highest sack quarterbacks in the league for a couple years. But once they got that offensive line coach in, he was able to make the adjustments, and he was able to start protecting Andrew Luck. We don't got a Quentin Nelson on this offensive line, so I think a lot of it. And somebody pointed this out on Twitter. I believe it was PFF Brad, and he didn't need even to point it out because we've seen it during the game. When you watch the game, I think Bobby Slowick did a lot of good scheming in his previous game, where he had Andrew Beck coming off and hedging on the edge rusher, or he had Tegan Quinton Terriano hedging on blocks on the defensive ends. Also, he had in chip blocking, and also he had Dalton Schultz. Man, let me tell you something about Dalton Schultz, man. This man deserves all the slanders, because when you watch it, shout out to Big B in the chat right now. Me and Big B discussed this earlier in the chat, bro. Let me tell you about this guy. This guy's weak. He needs to go back to the Dallas Cowboys, unless he give me about 4, 5, 6 more touchdowns, bro. Because when you look at his blocking, he blocking like he on a screenplay, bro. He literally do like this. He barely tap his hand and he release, bro. It's like he don't want to be involved in blocking. Why do we got a guy like that when we just drafted big Tegan Quintariano that's gonna block and maul dudes? And every time I'm seeing Big Tegan, he pancaking dudes, he mauling dudes 5 yards up the field, and we getting a touchdown, or he opening big lanes. Even Mechie is showing a bigger effort on on running plays than Dalton Schultz. But back to my whole point is, Bobby Slowick is scheming these guys up, whether it's the fullback, Andrew Beck, both of the tight ends, or whether that's Damian Pierce or Singletary, chopping dudes as they come in the backfield when they're coming off a rush or a blitz. So I think it could be a part of the scheme. It could be a part on the coaching with the offensive line coach and Bobby Slowick. And then a part of it has to be C.J. Stroud as well, because when you look at quarterbacks like Tom Brady, when you look at quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, when you look at quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, who I really compare this kid to after seeing him over the first 4 weeks. They get the ball out their hands quick. They don't make a lot of turnovers, and they hardly take any sacks. So they might take hits, but they ain't taking any sacks, bro. They getting the ball out of their hand quick enough, and they not making any dumb decisions. So I think it's a magnitude of things, and you can't just singly point out one specific thing on why the protection has been so good. It's a combination of all three things: the coaching, the schematic, and CJ Stroud himself.
I agree. And when those things come together, like I say, it's almost like a walking work of art. I don't feel like we've seen execution like this since the Kubiak era, honestly. And as much as I've slandered Kubiak, that's definitely one thing I would give him. When his plays were executed, they were a thing of beauty. You know what I mean? And it's almost like you're starting to see that again. You're starting to see those big plays. You're starting to have that feeling, that expectation of the big play, but not the big broken, oh, what's going to happen? It could go either way, but you feel confident when you see CJ step out on the field. And that's definitely something that you got to respect. But, the big boys aren't the only boys coming back. You got a few other names coming back. You got Jones, you got Perryman, you got Johnson coming back. Tavir Thomas. How do you feel about any of these other injuries that are returning to practice, and what is it that you feel that they are going to bring to the squad? We'll start with Hector.
I mean, obviously the best ability is availability. We saw some good things from Perriman in preseason, and so I think depth is always going to be crucial, no matter what. So I mean, if we're able to get this roster back to full strength, I mean, these last four games, I mean, if we're able to do this with all the injuries that we had to deal with, I mean, let's see what this team could do when it's at 100%. So I mean, obviously the jury's up there. We got to see how they look come hopefully Sunday, and hope to see what the product on the field is going to look like when everybody's healthy. And so that's what I want to see, especially on Sunday.
What Falcons fans are trying out there? Is there such thing as I only know one Falcons fan, and I know that she's mentally unstable, so I don't even know if she's really a Falcons fan. But you know how that's gonna go, because I'm sure she'll be in here before the week over with, and I'll be sure to handle that. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Make sure you hit that like button. And for those of you who ain't, who started, yes, the sauce is back. I told y'all, we back every day. Just pull up 6 p.m. We're gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Just do that. And then also, I am thinking about doing some special. Maybe don't hold me to it yet, right? But I'm thinking maybe Saturdays a special like Patreon/member stream. We may do something like that for the extra supporters. We definitely appreciate y'all, and especially after been this long, y'all still supporting Sauce. Got a couple other things in the works. Like I said, just gotta do some equipment upgrades and a couple things. But like I say, we always set trends around here. It's always something going on in the back of the brain. So y'all just stay tuned. And again, everybody who's been holding it down, definitely appreciate y'all. Man, hit that like button. Wise man, we got some other names coming back to say Perryman, Thomas, Jones, Johnston. Which one of these pieces do you feel like is going to be the most integral return, or the biggest asset that's returning, or do you feel like we're still all right either way without him?
Oh yeah, it's one. It's easy. It's Bill Burr. We need Bill Burr to be back, bro. I mean, if you seen, we had Sunshine out there punting these last couple of weeks. He was giving up terrible possession on the field, bro. Last week we was running down the field. We was killing the Steelers. He'll punt the ball. The few times that we did punt, he punted and giving them the ball in our territory, bro. In their territory. I'm like, bro, how you giving them the ball on their own 40-yard line? You can't punt the ball 30 yards down the field. So having Cam Johnson back and him changing the dynamic of the field positioning on the field and putting our defense in a better position to defend and put pressure on quarterbacks and try to go get safeties, pin them deep in the 20-yard line, in their own 20-yard line. It's going to be phenomenal to have Cam Johnson back. He a game changer, especially with your defense playing good. If your defense is playing good and you getting off, and let's say the offense, for some reason, the offense ain't going off this game, this next game, or it's just a game in general, the offense isn't doing too well. If your defense is doing good, you're getting good punts, you put in their offenses in tough positions to score and move down the field, the offense don't have to put too many points on the board to go ahead and win a game. So I think he's going to have the biggest impact coming back. Yeah, Pyramid's going to be a huge impact, especially having him with Blake Cashman, having him with Henry Toll, and having him with Christian Harris. That's going to be phenomenal to have him back. Tavia Thomas, I don't know if he's going to be back just this week, but once he comes back, he's going to be a great add. Josh Jones too, but nobody's better than Bill Burr right now, bro. We need Bill Burr bad. I don't care what anybody else say, what the chat's saying right now, because I don't even think it should be close.
Ain't nothing going on there but Heidi hating. Say you a closet Dolphins fan. That's all.
Man, Heidi, shut up. Go move back to New England. Let's move to New York.
Yeah, but no, I definitely agree because, excuse me, Bill Burr is going to give the Texans that ability to be more dominant in that third phase of the game. You know, we've seen dominance on defense. We've seen them be able to, hold people. We've seen the offense put up numbers, right? We've seen them do it consecutively. But that dominance in that third phase of the game, like you said, being able to pin people deep, not giving away those free yards, because those things add up. There's a huge difference between being pinned on the 1 yard line and starting out on the 20-25 yard line. You know what I mean? That's a huge difference. That's the difference between a stall drive and a touchdown. You know what I mean? So these things matter. Those unaccounted for yards truly do matter. So absolutely, I could agree with you that the punter is a big return. We're gonna drop this in the chat. So who do y'all think of all the people coming off injury this week? Who is the biggest piece that is returning to you? And I see we were 80 something. I think when I last looked, we was like 88, 89 deep, and we had 58 likes. If you in here, you call yourself, you say you fuck with the sauce, and you ain't hit that like button, I hope your mama burned the Thanksgiving turkey this year. I hope that shit nasty, and I hope people post about it on Facebook and tell you talk about your mama can't cook. And I hope that is a sign to her legacy for the rest of her life. You better hit that goddamn like button. So again, we're starting to see this thing, right? And we've been mentioning it kind of since the sauce been back, and I think y'all know it, and I think everybody's feeling it, right? I think everybody's starting to feel it. We're feeling that hype train coming back through Houston. It hasn't stopped in Houston in a while. It'll stop every now and then. It'll make a route through Houston, but then it seems like there's a detour, or it doesn't make the round back around. We go a couple of years before we see that hype train again. But the hype train is pulled back into Harris County. It's back at the station, and on the front of that bitch it says destination CJ Stroud. Right? You're starting to see the nation look at the Texans and take them more serious, right? How long does this last? Are the Texans now, because they have what we perceive to be a franchise quarterback, and I know that this can be an early thing, and I said I'm no longer going to be tentative because, again, I still have those reservations in my mind. We saw the rookie year of the Wonder Perv go off and then get hurt, right? So in my mind, you start seeing these spectacular games. You start seeing those spectacular records from a rookie in a Houston, Texas uniform, putting up those statistics. It just the inkling in the back of my mind but I'm like, hey, these two different people. I'm not going to tie their legacy together. Two different staffs, two different cultures within the Houston organization, right? I'm talking about two different men, a real leader and a Peter leader. But it stays in the back of my mind. But if this continues on, does CJ Stroud make Houston a perpetual national conversation now? Is Houston now in the daily sports talk that goes on the 4-letter networks? Is it or does he make Houston finally arrive? I want to know your thoughts on that. We'll start with Hector on that, and then we'll get Wise's thoughts on it.
I think last week was definitely a big week for Houston sports in general. Obviously, the Dynamo ended up winning the Open Cup. I'm sure not many people care about that, but obviously that was kind of where everything, kind of the hype happened, especially when it was the team that Messi was in, though he didn't play. But you had that excitement coming with Houston, and then you go into the the weekend. I believe Rice unveiled their Love You Blue jerseys also.
Rice. Rice. We talking about Rice?
I'm just saying it's all accumulating here.
All right.
It's all accumulating here.
They did beat U of H.
Hey, we're not talking about these things. These are not. You talk about the Texans. Damn it! I want to talk about old shit. No, my bad. Go ahead.
but obviously that, and then obviously Sunday, that just solid performance against the Steelers. I think I don't think there was many people that thought the Texans were gonna beat the Steelers, especially with TJ Watt out there, and they looked great. I mean, they finally put the foot on somebody's throat, and then plus on top of all that, the Astros win the AL West for consecutive years, 7 straight seasons now, making the playoffs. So it was just like just all that putting it together was just one of the biggest weeks for Houston sports in general. I think the thing to make things even bigger was if they were to announce that the Houston Comets were back.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, I think all that connected with that. I think that there's a reason why a lot of people are starting to talk about Houston sports in general. But with the Texans now, obviously CJ Stroud, everyone feels like the Texans do have their quarterback. We're seeing the Stroud boy movement being a thing now.
That's funny.
So I think that there's definitely a hope out here now with CJ Stroud. Tank Dell, a local kid from U of H coming in and also showing out as well. So I think that there's a lot to be excited with Houston, and I think just everything that the Texans have been doing, like with actually changing the culture over there. They bring in a former Texan like D'Amico Ryans to come in and be the head coach. You're seeing the changes in the team now happening. You got DJs in the stadiums, getting people hyped. The Houston Rappers are being featured in their social media. So I think that the hype is getting big, and it feels like it's getting real for a lot of Texans fans. But I think there's still that apprehension at the end of the day because the Lexans are still the Lexans at the end of the day for some people. So and so right now it's exciting, it's early and all that, but I mean for once people are excited about Texans football.
Yes, it is. But right now the Lexans looking like the Lexans in a Bentley instead of the Lexans in a Pinto. So I'll take it. And you're right though. But and that's a very odd thing that you just mentioned. All of the good news happening in Houston, because we're not used to that across multiple it's like one team can have something good, and when something very good happens to one team, it's like something detrimental would happen to the other within a day or the same week or something like that. But to see all of that good take place in a weekend basically in Houston, it's something different going on. It feels like something's different. Oh, and before we end this stream, yes, there will be we will deviate just a little bit because we got to do a little KPJ slanders before it's all over with, because we gotta just address that. But anyway, Heidi's a hater. Manny Fresh is not 75 years old. But wise man, has CJ brought the Texans permanently into the national conversation?
Yeah, I mean, CJ Stroud by himself and D'Amico Ryan. That was a guy that this is the first time, and a part of it was. Let me start off the backstory first of all. We had our own media, Aaron Wilson. Salute to Aaron Wilson. He out here, and you already know pancakes platters, pancake special himself. I don't even know his real name. What's his name again? McLean's.
Yeah,
McLean's. This man talking about is no way the Houston Texans is gonna sign D'Amico Ryans this offseason. It's been reported that D'Amico Ryans have no interest in the Houston Texans. Who's the head coach right now? D'Amico Ryan. Who was the number one head coaching hire in the offseason? D'Amico Ryan. Who all the teams was going after? D'Amico Ryan. So I mean, I think a lot of it was that, and the media kept trying to kill us. Stephen A. specifically. Stephen A. Smith, you deserve some slanders, a lot of slanders with that edge up. But you need a lot of slanders right now because he like, oh, the Texans is a bad organization because the way they treat black coaches, black head coaches. What? We gave David Culley a good retirement
Oh
checks.
no.
We gave Lovie Smith a good retirement checks.
Oh yes.
We gave these guys opportunities to come out here, and we knew it was going to be a bad team. We still gave them a paycheck. We still gave them a coach opportunity to be a head coach to go ahead and further themselves if they wanted to be in the NFL, maybe go and be an assistant again or something like that, bro. At the end of the day, now we hired another black coach, 3 black head coaches back to back to back, and so you got to get rid of that whole thing. C.J. Stroud himself, this is another guy they were slandering in the media. Let's not forget, it was the C.J. slanders all over the media, and I know C.J. slandered all off season. They saying CJ had the lowest S2 score. They said CJ Stroud can't do this. CJ Stroud can't do that. CJ Stroud look like and Cool in the chat right now. He calling radio. That's what he was calling CJ Stroud after that S2 score.
What?
They were saying Bryce Young is the unanimous #1 pick in the draft. They said nobody is even on his level. But now they're showing CJ his love. I mean, you can't deny the kid's talent on the field. You can't deny his talent on the field. He's out here balling. He's out here dinking and diming. He's making big plays. Shout out to Ryan Clark and them boys on the Pivot podcast. They've been showing love to CJ since he's been drafted. They've been giving him opportunities to go out there, express himself, and let's see CJ behind the scenes. So the one thing I couldn't say about the national media, when you got a top 10 quarterback, a top 5 quarterback in this league, they can continue to show your team praise. They're going to continue to show your team on national media. They're going to continue to show love. And it's about time Houston, Texas deserves some love. I remember the days when the Astros get slanted every day. I don't know, but we know why they get slandered, but they don't deserve it because they proved that why they get slandered. The Rockets be getting slandered. The Texans getting slandered. It's about time they start putting some respect back on our city, bro, and it's well deserved. I'm not gonna get too excited, Honcho. I know you're talking about getting excited and stuff. Please, for the love of God, do not talk smack to any other fans. Just let it go week by week. Let them doing all the talking shit, and let our team just go out there and whoop their ass, and then we could do the shit talking after the game. That's how we're gonna do it, bro. Because when we go and we talk shit before the game, we get our ass waxed to teams like the Denver Broncos. So I can't just go out there and put myself on a limb anymore. So I think CJ is bringing the hype back, and I had to go buy me a CJ jersey last night. I was like, yeah, this kid balling out. He deserved to get a percentage. Let me go ahead and buy me a CJ jersey.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. Yeah, Texas almost got me thinking about buying a jersey. And I'm generally anti-jersey. So yeah, I agree. I feel like CJ, if he continues to play the way that he's playing, then the Texans are going to be relevant because I do think that quarterbacks can good quarterbacks can be a bigger headline than the team sometimes. You know what I mean? And depending on who you are, where you go, you see these quarterbacks make news. So, you know, as long as the Texans treat CJ right, but I think they will. I think that, again, like I say, I feel like this is a new regime. I think that it feels like something has clicked in Cal. Maybe Easterby has lost that spiritual psycho hold he had on him from way back. I don't know what it was that was going on, but Cal seems like a different man. I saw a video somewhere on my timeline of him and Hannah talking about some ski yee. I don't know how I feel about
she did. She didn't say that.
But I'm gonna go.
Man, why is ready to risk it all for Hannah?
Like I saw it was a video.
Hey, nah. Let me say this. I don't want Hannah. That's our owner's wife.
Yeah.
But her sister is fair game. Yeah. She got a twin sister. It's the same thing. It's the tomato to the tomatoes.
Identical or fraternal?
Identical. And she be there. She was at all the training camp practices. She was at all the events. Yeah.
Well, she
do some investigation.
Yes. It's time for investigations. Okay. Well, interesting. Very, very interesting. So a couple things. Right? And because this is the sauce, right? This is the sauce. and it's Texans. We do have a couple other good things happening in this city, right? And if you don't know, now you know. Hector, the Astros. You said was it seven postseason straight?
7 straight, most longest active streak right now in American League.
How are you feeling about the Astros going into this postseason as a rational fan? Because I know we get takes from delusional people all the time. How are you feeling about the Astros heading into this postseason? Do they have a chance to do something official?
I think obviously this is probably one of the rougher seasons for Astros fans, which is, you know, it took down the wire to win the division, but I think we saw what we expect from the Astros in that last series with the Diamondbacks. They get a big break before going into their series with the Twins. So, and I think everyone is still afraid of the Astros in the playoffs. A lot of playoff experience on that team, but they are going to go into a very interesting matchup with the Minnesota Twins, who finally ended their 17-game playoff streak, losing streak in the playoffs. So they finally did that. And obviously they have Carlos Correa back. I think he's been out with plantar fasciitis, so he's back. I'm still pretty confident in the Astros. I think they're still a team that you don't want to face in the playoffs. I think matchups are going to be something interesting. Baltimore, obviously, they have control of home field in the American League, but I mean, I wouldn't sleep on the Rangers over there. So we could probably see a Texas showdown for the ALCS. It is a potential, but obviously, I think right now, if you're a Nationals fan, take it game by game, series by series. Don't worry about who's ahead of us. Just worry about what's in front of us. And right now, that is the Minnesota Twins.
Are you feeling confident about this series with the Twins?
I feel pretty good. They're pretty good, but I think the Astros are a little bit better, and I think they found their groove right near the end of the season.
Well, they had to get a little Astros update, and I know y'all want to start looking at the Atlanta. We're gonna start talking more about the matchup in Atlanta tomorrow, and and before the end of the week. I'm not gonna say tomorrow. Before the end of the week, we'll have a sauce line up and active, and we will be taking some calls and spilling some sauce. Because again, that's the thing that it was all built on, and we ain't spilled no sauce with Sauce Nation live like that in a while. You never know what you're gonna get on the sauce line, so that could be very interesting. Slanders. The people want slanders. Name 3 Twins players. I don't know. There you go. Look, you want me to get in debate? I'm taking one team at a time. And that's the Astros. All right. So, what's up, little neighbor? What's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to everybody I may not have shouted out. If I missed you, I ain't dish you. I promise. Make sure you hit that like button. Slanders, and I think slanders can be for anybody. It doesn't necessarily just have to be the Texans. It could be anything that's happening in the city. We may have to have a slander session. We have to figure out how we're going to identify this. But I do want to talk about that situation with KPJ. And I didn't look all the way into it, but I saw something about it, right? Because I've always felt like something was off with that dude. He never, ever sat right with me. Okay, like, who goes and do the 2 little dreads and you rock it? Like, I get wanting to be unique. I get wanting to do something different. But then there's a point where you just being fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, and he just always came across as fucking weird to me. Like, when the nigga was over there trying to holler at Johnny Dang on the fucking bench, like in the middle of the game. Like, it's a lot of little shit about this dude. Again, I tell y'all, like, the thing that stands out to me more than statistics on papers and measurable, like, your psychology, your mentality, and your like body language. These are 2 huge things to me, right? And just the shit that he would do. Like, and I'm not sure if this is even the same chick, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember when he first got with the chick, and this is before he had got his contract, so he wasn't eating like that. He like bought the broad like a super expensive watch or some shit like that. right? And it was just like, bro, why? Like, y'all just started talking. You know what I mean? And it just shows you that something ain't clicking. Like, you don't make smart decisions. You know, he already had the little anger incident in Cleveland. He came to Houston. It was a second chance type situation for the dude. You know, people trying to look out for you, show you love. But then you go and like I said, I don't know the extent, but I heard something about a broken vertebrae. And to me, that means you had to really put forth some. If it wasn't no trying to move the bitch out the way, hey, you tripping. It wasn't no restraining, like chill out. It wasn't none of that. It's some. You was either really putting your hands on this bitch, you was trying to put the bitch through the wall, like you was doing something off the wall, right? And there is no justification for that. There's no justification for ever putting your hands. Let me stop lying, right? There's no justification in 97.23% of cases for ever putting your hands on a woman. There's a little room for error. Sometimes, you know, it depends on your definition of a woman, and we can be using this very loosely. We could just be talking about females, and then that's a different percentage. But anyway, but there's no reason to do no shit like that, dog. And it's just like at this point, it's good. Like I say, we watched it the other day, like that Houston immediately they just disassociated themselves. We're not even gonna fuck around. It's not worth it. There's nothing that you bring in that is that valuable to put up with this bad press. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think they took a gamble, and do they ultimately lose? I don't know, because you've gotten some talent acquired in the meantime, but it's just I don't get it. I don't understand it, but that's some real live bitch ass shit to me. Like, and I'll never ever. Again, I might I don't know. I might put him below the Russell category because y'all know I would never fucking with Russell as a Rocket. KPJ, I would say he was just bad. He had great games, things like that, but it wasn't ever anything about him to me that was just that I was ever just really enamored with the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who are big fans of KPJ. I was just never felt him like that. But that's just me. That's just my perspective. So I got slanders for the KPJ, and he's a bitch ass niggas. All right. Anybody else? I got some slander, some negativity for someone in the city today.
I would say something, but you know, YouTube be on the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s and the Transformers and the Cheerios, Honey Nuts, and Lucky Charms. But you know, he brought that type of energy. He tried to influence Jalen Green with that type of energy. This guy's a punk. Any man that put his hand on a woman, 97. To me, I know you said 97% of the time. For me, 99% of the time, it is that 1% chance. That like,
Sometimes
yeah,
mistakes happen.
he a punk. Yeah, he definitely a punk, bro. He's been having these issues forever. This isn't his first incident. He had the incident in Cleveland. They changed his locker. He didn't show up to camp. He was mad. He finally shows up because he hadn't been there for the whole camp. They changed his locker and gave it to a veteran. He throws a fit, started throwing food, trying to fight his teammate. What kind of guy is that? And I blame us because we was on stream one night, and I was like, bruh, we're gonna get we're gonna go get this kid KPJ, and then literally the next day we got KPJ, bro, and it could have been the worst thing that ever happened to the Houston Rockets, bro. He's a ball hog too, so I mean, to me, it's good to get rid of the guy. And and the thing is, I was just finally starting to give him a chance. It was like towards the end of the season, I was like, you know what? I've been slandering because if you go to the Rockets Discord, you'll see all the wise KPJ slanders. I slander KPJ every day. I'm I don't care. And I finally was coming around to the dude, and then literally I swear you can go into Discord chat. That's why I need to join the Discord. I literally just said, I'm coming around to KPJ. I'm trying to give this guy an opportunity. He gonna be a pivotal 6 man for us this year. We're gonna see what we can do with this guy. The next day, we found out he beating up on this young, beautiful black woman, bro. This black queen, bro. This is very disappointing. And this is not a woman she's a woman that's been through things too. She just lost her father last year or 2 years ago. Her sister, she just lost her brother-in-law. Her brother-in-law was Dwayne Haskin. So it's a very she's gonna have this mental impact on her going on in life for a while. She's gonna be very traumatized. She lost the man in her life. She lost her father. She getting beat on by this punk, Kevin Punk Juniors, and it's a bad situation. I'm glad my Houston Rockets disassociated themselves with him. It looked like we're gonna be able to get some action from the young rookies, Eamon Thompson. We're gonna get some action from the young rookie Cam Whitmore. Phenomenal draft picks for the Houston Rockets this offseason. And also we just picked up Reggie Bullock, a shooter. So we ain't gonna miss him. We got some more veterans on this team, and this is a team that was gonna go from second, third worst in the league to potentially making a play-in and getting a playoff spot. Probably not a playoff spot this year, but definitely making a play-in and edging for that like seventh or eighth seed. But I'm excited for my Houston Rockets. I'm glad we're getting disassociated with that punk. And hopefully that punk never gets another opportunity in the NBA. They need to send him overseas or something like that, and he need to earn his way back because he's got this is the problem when you give people too many chances. But that's all I gotta say. You can give a guy two chances, but when you give him a third chance and he fuck you over, it's time for him to go.
Yeah, he had a couple of goofy ass incidents. Then he leave in the middle of a game or some shit, and then did something to
And was about to fight. He was about to fight John Lucas.
yeah. Oh wow. Okay, my bad. Hold on, I don't know why that happened. Let me fix that. And see, this is what I'm saying. Because this did it to me in the teams, right? And I got the little team membership, and it did the thing. And then I have a Google One membership, right? And hold on. And it still didn't give me my shit. Hold on one second while I do all that. Oh, I see. All right, give me 1 second. And let me fix this little minor setback. So how your mama now? Hey, mama now. So, yeah. Apples. Give me 1 second. So it wouldn't be the sauce if shit didn't happen. So anyway, like I said, to buy at the end of the week, I'm gonna find a service to use. I have to find something that's a phone, a whole virtual office, phone slash meeting deal. But it is almost a time, not too long. After the stream, we will slide into the Discord as per usual. We'll learn how to spell. There we go. Players fuck up and they bounce back. We do shit like them. Players do, baby. They're gonna do it like that, baby. All right, that's right. I don't know what happened to me. All right, but yeah, like I was saying, let's fix this. Oh, meetings and races. You put all your little skin tones and shit on there. Give me just 1 second. Anyway, oh, players fuck up. If you were really savvy. I'm not even telling y'all what I'm thinking right now. Somebody might actually do it.
Man, that AOL CD, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, they need to send them back out. Speaking of CD, do people even? When the last time you used a CD?
The last CD I bought was Born Sinner by J. Cole. That was a while ago.
Actually, today, because I have NCAA football 2014. So.
Wow. Wow.
Still best football game ever.
Oh man. Okay, there we go. We back, y'all. We were slandering the KPJs and
the fingernail painter.
Oh man, that's a whole different situation. Just a lot of stuff happened with the Rockets while I was away that I don't even think I want to go back and talk about. Like I'm just not going to say it because I've alluded to things in the past. I've made my statements, and then people say, "Honcho, what you say that about that man?" And then later on, things happen, and it was like, "Honcho, do you say that about that man?" So, we just gonna leave it at that. Hector, do you have someone that you feel is deserved of the slanders in the city this evening?
I mean, he's technically not in the city anymore because he actually got loaned out to a team in Brazil. But Sebastian Ferreira, man, I really hyped him up. I obviously made a whole video about how I was excited about him coming to the Dynamo. And so while the Dynamo went to Mexico for the preseason training, this fat piece of shit decided to order KFC while everybody else on the team was actually eating the meals that they were supposed to be eating for dietary reasons for preseason workouts. He was just fat. He came into preseason fat. He was lazy, slowed down, bitch and moan whenever he wasn't on the lineup. So and now he's in Brazil. I don't know what he's doing. Hopefully not doing well. So fuck that guy.
And Heidi, you say pull up my search history. I'll gladly pull up my search history on that account. I have absolutely no worries about that. That's why you got to keep things separate. Anyway, okay. So here's the deal. Here's about our
Wait a minute. What about my slanders? I got a slander.
You got a personal slanders. My bad. I thought the KPJs was part of your slander. Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
That's old slanders. We got some new slanders.
Oh no. Okay.
This sorry dark skinned bastard, Charmins, defensive tackle for the Houston Texans, Malik Collins. You sorry fucking bastard. Let me tell you something by yourself, bro. If your weak ass don't get it together this week, bro, and if your ass don't get it together, bro, it's gonna be a long weekend, bro. I better not see your ass getting pancake. I better not be seeing your ass getting pushed off the line. You gotta come with it. You the third highest player on the team, paid player on the team. You getting pushed all around by rookie guards, by rookie centers. You getting dominated in the paint. You letting them run up your ass, no homos. And yeah, you gotta do better. You gotta put a better performance on this field. And I gotta slander Bobby Sloyd Gingers. We call him Gingy. Bobby Sloyd, bruh, you get the slanders every week because every time we slander you, you come out with a phenomenal game plan. So the only slander you get this week is that you Gingers.
I don't think you're not supposed to mention that.
So I mean, that's the only slanders. You get the slight slanders, but it's the good slanders.
I think you just canceled out your slander.
You got a slander stray.
I mean, he the gingerbread man from Shaq. I mean, from Shrek. So I mean, that's enough slander in itself.
Oh man, hey, shit! How much is the fucking lottery tonight? They be still like on $1 billion something?
I think so.
Yeah, get y'all lotto tickets.
No, nobody from Texas ever win. It's always Cali's or Michigan's or New Jersey.
I know that it is. It's never somebody from Texas. Like shit, I don't even think people from Texas win the Texas lottery. Shit, like I'll be looking at that motherfucker like, damn. I was looking at the little list of winners being Minnesota, some kind of fucking old backwoods ass M state. Yeah, we getting fucked over. I don't like these odds in the Powerball. We're gonna try to win that shit. We're gonna win it. We're gonna build a Sauce studio like no other. And yeah. Anyway, but with that being said, hey man, when we're gonna do this, we're gonna get ready to slide into the Discord. Because that's just what you do if you're a part of the Sauce. You just be in the Discord. This is where we be at. And I'm going to
I
be
feel like there's
working on
people that
some.
just live in there.
Yeah, there are people who never live this. They're like, you think that they're not in there because they're not necessarily, you don't see the little icon in the voice chat, but they're there and they waiting and they lurking for somebody to start a conversation about something. But here's the deal. Like I said, we're gonna be in the Discord chopping it up. I know we had a few new folks join via the Patreon, and I should have sent those folks the updated link to get in. So if you sent a message saying that the link was tripping, check your messages on Patreon. Should have the updated link. Before the end of the week, we will have the Sauce line back up. Something else I'm looking for. I can't remember. But gentlemen, you guys have anything y'all want to say before we get ready to slide up out of here?
I mean, just shout out to everybody, man. It's great to have the Sauce back, man. This is honestly, there's no other platform like it. There's no other platform like it here in the Sauce. So it's great to get everybody back here and get the crew together and everything like that. So obviously, shout out to Sauce Nation. You guys been always riding with us, always been supportive, and it's great that we take this hiatus and we're still able to continue to keep this growing. So we want to keep this thing going. Also, obviously, shamelessly plug Insert Name FC. That's my podcast. I cover soccer. So new episodes on Fridays, and we also now officially have a YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, so and anywhere with podcasting, it's there.
Insert Name FC. If you are a soccer lover not named Heidi, I implore you to go check it out. Wise man, anything you want to say before we slide up out of here?
Yeah, salute to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We love y'all for the support. Even though we be coming with the Flanders, I mean, you ain't gonna get another channel like this. We're gonna keep it 100. It don't matter. Like, it really don't. Without y'all, there's no us. So thank y'all for the support. Make sure y'all keep showing up. The Sauce is back, baby. And like I said, hey, fuck the Lexans. They need the Flanders. Fuck the Lexans. Fuck CJs. Fuck Tingdale. Fuck Willie Andersons. They are some sorry fucking bastards. D'Amico, the Black Mr. Cleans. I mean, yeah, we all fucking suck. So somebody clip that. Somebody put it on Twitter. I know they're gonna do it. They're gonna be like, look at him. He a hater. He don't support the Texans. The real ones,
Yeah, the real one, though. It's like, it's never a question. Like, that's how you know who real Sauce, because it's certain things you can say they already gonna know the response, they already know the way, they already know what to expect. They know when we come in here, we're gonna get the roll call, and they know when we are serious and when, we're just having some fun. It'd be motherfuckers, you don't care saying what you're saying. Oh, what you call it by his real name? That's not his name. And again, they're just being on some other shit, just really being this motherfucking trip. But real sauce, real fresh ingredients. No, you ain't gotta tell them, man. Hey, again, that's what makes the sauce sauce. We ain't all gotta agree. That's weirdo shit, right? Like, if everybody's agreeing on the same shit all the time, that's some real weirdo shit. That's not what the sauce is about. The sauce is about you standing on your own 10, having your own opinion. Hey, as long as you can defend that opinion, you're more than welcome in this motherfucker, right? We ain't hating, we just having a good time, fans talking to fans and keeping it real. Ain't nobody in this motherfucker trying to be expert journalist. I'm gonna go pin me some articles about the Texans today, and I'm gonna make sure they're grammatically correct, and make sure that I give them to my editor and make sure he proves them so that I can publish it. Nobody want to do no weirdo shit. Like, we're gonna speak our minds, we're gonna spill how we feel, man, and we don't give, you don't like it, fuck it. That's you. That's a you problem. That's a big you problem. Because obviously we've been in this motherfucker saying some shit, right? Because the real ones know, and we've seen it on multiple occasions. People come in this motherfucker picking bits and pieces, trying to steal a little piece of the ingredients of the sauce and run off with it. But hey, it ain't the same because they ain't got the real ingredients, and that's y'all, man. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Y'all could be anywhere in the world this evening, but y'all chose to spend time with us. And time is that one thing that you can never ever get back. So we appreciate the fact that you let us into your world this evening. If y'all fucking with the den tonight, den at 9, we're talking about why you should not be friends with your coworkers. Like, I think this is some shit everybody should relate to. So I expect if you fuck with the den tonight, you should be in the den at 9 p.m. Central Time. Mr. Man Up gonna be joining me, so it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, we're gonna talk about why you should not be friends with your coworkers. I think it's a terrible idea, but people do it. But anyway, with that being said, Sauce Nation, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Look, y'all, I guess go home. I gotta get the fuck up out of here, but y'all stay saucy, man. We out. We in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, you're in that thing. Links in the description below. If you want to know how do I get in the Discord, how to get the Patreon, just go to the damn description. There's links in that bitch. All right. We out. Adios. Arrivederci. Ciao. Konnichiwa. That's about the extent of what I got. I'm